Hey guys, I'm Victoria and welcome back to Femhead. Today I want to talk about why you need to let go of the rush. I know I bring up Bali a lot, but that's because I had a lot of kind of moments of clarity while there that I think are beneficial for me, and I want to therefore share them with you. So the realization that I had while I was there was that not everyone in the world was like running around like crazy trying to get everywhere, do everything, and try to climb on top of the person in front of them to get one step further on that corporate ladder. There's this weird belief we have subconsciously, at least in the US, that the more frantic and the more frazzled and the more busy you are, the more you're doing. And we equate this idea of busyness with success. We think that we need to be stressed and sleep deprived for whatever it is we're trying to achieve to really count. So there's a lot of us that have this really weird relationship with pleasure. And I actually read it in a book about pleasure, but it fits life in general. And they were talking about how we think that if we don't suffer and we don't work hard enough, we don't deserve to have happy moments. And this isn't me saying that you shouldn't work, you shouldn't try hard, and you shouldn't like hustle, because all those things are great. But this is just me saying that's not all it's cracked out to be. And for a lot of people, this is the only way they know how to function. And I know it was true for me for a long time. If we don't feel frazzled by thinking we have a million things to do, we will create another million things that we think we need to do. But this isn't how it has to be. There are actually people out there who slow down long enough to do this thing called enjoy life. They can allow themselves to slow down long enough to enjoy the life that they're working so hard to create. So after I graduated from college, I was completely unsure of what I wanted to do. But nevertheless, I had 3 jobs, and so I would go from one job to the other. I would work 16-hour days, 6 days a week, and my one day off would be Sunday, and that was because I only worked one 8-hour shift. I was getting sucked into this belief of like, go, 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 you gotta get there, you gotta work hard, you got to get all the money, that sort of thing, and I was exhausted. And back when I started Femhead and I started treating it as my full-time business, I had this belief that I had to be working these 10-hour days, these ridiculous, crazy, exhausting hours to be successful and to make other people around me believe I was really trying to make an effort. And so I'm not sure at what point it happened, but I finally stepped back and I was like, Victoria, you were whittling away so much time with unimportant tasks on your computer, and you're just wasting time. And I was doing this because I thought I had to be busy in order to be productive. And so when I was finally able to separate this idea of quantity of time from quality of productivity, I was able to see that I could get so much more done in a fraction of the time. And this all happened for me last summer. And I finally realized that I was filling up my to-do list with all these really unimportant tasks, things that were completely unrelated to what I was working on. And we all know that when we make a to-do list and we look at that to-do list, we're gonna gravitate towards the easiest tasks. Oftentimes those easiest tasks are the ones that aren't really gonna help us excel in life and where we wanna get to. It's those harder tasks, it's the ones we try to avoid, those are the ones that are gonna make the biggest impact. And so I started filling my to-do list with only 4 to 5 items each day. And I kind of made it this sacred place that only certain, the hard, important tasks were deemed important enough to make it onto that list. So what did I kind of discover from this little experiment of taking my really long to-do list and getting rid of all the fluff and getting it down to those few most important things? I found that I was so much more productive. I was so much less stressed, I was more happy, and all the good things. And so as much as I love what I do, I now have time to do things outside of work. Before, I was just so tunnel vision, which is good to an extent, but I was so focused, I was kind of missing out on the fact that, a lot of what I thought I was doing to help myself was really a hindrance to myself. There are plenty aspects of your life where just kind of letting go of this fight, this rush will benefit you. And one thing that I kind of pound over and over again is within your own menstrual cycle. And yes, I'm going to talk about it right now. So in your own menstrual cycle, specifically your period, it is so crucial to just slow down, to just breathe and relax and take a break. And once again, I'm not telling you to stop your life completely, because I know that is impossible, but really look at that week or a couple days or whatever it is around your period and say, what do I not really need to do? What's not really that important? How can you schedule your life around it so you can take a step back during your period and just breathe, because it is so beneficial for the rest of your cycle. And I say that from personal experience. When I'm not able to slow down on my period, I feel it throughout my cycle. Like this last month, I was not able to slow down because we were coming back from Bali and we had travel, we had catching up to do and unpacking and repacking, and it was exhausting. And this past month, I have just felt much more groggy and just than normal. And so this month, I have been very focused on like, okay, slow down as much as possible on your period. And I've been doing that, and I'm coming to the end of my period and I'm feeling so much more invigorated for the weeks ahead. Now I want to know kind of your tips and tricks of slowing down and kind of like letting go of this perception that we need to rush around. Let me know those down below. And then if you're curious about learning more about your own cycle, I have a great course that's for, newbies to charting your cycle and FAM, and I'll link that in the description down below as well. It's called Chart Your Cycle. And that is all I have for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.